Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Generations. Now, I've got something to tell you. I fucked up. I think I accidentally deleted the initial recording of Planet Wisp. And, well, it wasn't there anymore, so I had to re-record, and now everything's all spoiled, and you know that it's Planet Wisp, even though it's completely obvious. So it means I've got red rings and scores already. I know, it's a big... Even Sonic is angry at me. He's just looking at me in disgust. But hey, the one benefit to this is I vastly improve on my times. Believe me, we would have been here for absolutely ages otherwise. So I guess there is some redemption for me, please? Good old Sonic Colors, or as I like to call it when Sega stopped fucking up. At first, the sound of Sonic Colors sounded rather dumb, but it turned out to be one of the best Wii titles I own, Planet Wisp being one of the more memorable stages of the entire game. I thought the level looked visually awesome, and the music was pretty fitting. And I can definitely say they've done an impressive job when it comes to the version of the level that's used in Generations. If you thought the Wii version of this game looked good, and most people did, myself included, this version is just gonna blow your mind. But, to be honest, with the way that this game has been going with its remakes of the stages, if you didn't expect it to look awesome, you've been playing the wrong game or watching the wrong Let's Play, because I think I've mentioned it every goddamn time we've started a level. But no, seriously, this level looks awesome. And I thought it looked good in the Wii version, but seeing this rendered in HD is so ridiculous. Okay, now one thing you're going to have to know about this video is you might get a little annoyed by the beeping sounds you're going to hear. I do actually currently have something equipped on Classic Sonic which allows him to see hidden areas, well not hidden areas, but hidden monitors and hidden springs, and anything that's hidden behind an object or in an object, it's going to beep, and it's going to get a little annoying. I occasionally vary the skills that I apply to Sonic at the moment. He currently has the Insta Shield that's used from Sonic 3. Except I think it's called like a whirlwind attack or something in this game, because I don't originally think they had a name for it. Well, I'm not 100% sure if that's actually the case. I'm sure one of you Sonic nerds out there will probably correct me and tell me what I've done wrong. Even though I enjoy the hell out of the Sonic games, wouldn't say I'm the most knowledgeable in the series. I definitely don't know everything. I should probably be talking about the gimmick of this stage. Now, the gimmick of this stage borrows from one of the actual features of Sonic Colors, the Wisps. What the Wisps allow you to do is allow you to take different forms for various tasks. The one that's primarily used in the classic stages is the spike form, allowing you to climb up walls and destroy certain blocks. It's very useful. Probably my only complaint with these stages, really, is the fact that it makes you use these a little bit too often, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, the gimmick is fun, but when you're forced to use it all the time, especially with a move like Spike, which can be a little bit annoying and kind of frustrating to control, it can get a bit annoying. But it's not really overused to the point where it's just not a good feature, it's just... perhaps they could have got away with using it a little bit less. Probably the only reason it felt a little better to use in Colors was the fact that Spike wasn't the only Wisp available on Planet Wisp. Overall, I still think this is a fun level though. It's definitely, I'd say it's middle tier for me. I wouldn't necessarily say I really hate it or really like it. I do enjoy playing it, and it's kind of there. If anything, really, my only major complaint with Planet Wisp, and this is modern and classic stages, is that it just takes too long. Albeit, I probably don't know all the shortcuts and the fastest routes to take, but when I first played these stages, it took me like 10 minutes to get through some of these. On the first attempt to record these videos, the modern stage took me 8.5 minutes, roughly. This one took me 6. You know, in a lot of ways, I'm glad I got to re-record. I was able to know what I was doing and get quite a good time. Well, quite a good time compared to what I had before. I don't know what a good time on the stage is. When it comes to actual level design, I think the stage is actually pretty good. The only thing I don't like is how they require you to use Spike, as stated before, with all these cogs and weird contraptions and shit. It's kind of awkward a lot of the time. I vastly prefer what they've done with the Wisps for the modern stage, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm doing quite well though. I've already saved 1:12 on my original time. Oh, is anything in here? Nope, doesn't look it. And okay, well, I'm just going to pretend that never happened then. Probably one of the other annoyances, although I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad thing, is just all of the missiles ever. This stage loves just probing you with as many rockets as possible. And they always put them in dick locations as well. Oh, you got a spring here or a spin dash here. Oh, missile! It's directly in line with the spring that leads you up to a platform above. Missile! The strategic placement of these missiles does not even make sense. When you look at them, they are being fired from a wall, into another wall, into a cog that's floating in air, against a switch to activate a platform. You know what? None of this makes any sense. When I mentioned that spike gimmicks get overused a little bit, this was actually the bit I was thinking of the most. Oh, come on! The missile wasn't even sticking out! That's bullshit! Oh. Well, okay then. Well, fuck you, game. Come on. But that is the worst of the level over and done with. We now just basically have to do a quick dash to the end. You could have got the shoe up there to make this a lot faster, to make it really quick. But I find spin dashing is just as useful. A little treasure indicator was telling us there was another speed shoe power-up. But that's not really that important, as we're right at the end, where the level just shoots a bunch of missiles at you that don't even hit you. So I don't get why. Why missiles? Why? Man, we did really good on this stage. Oh man, we annihilated this stage. 5,000 points more than is necessary. Oh god, we've got modern Wisp planet. Great. This is gonna be a bitch. It's not really. It's not that bad. And this would be the bit where you originally see the world coming back into colour. Woo! Man, I don't know where that could have gone. I guess I might have accidentally deleted it when I was deleting all the footage I used for my Lollipop Chainsaw review. Give me the rings! Bonus points if you know why I have 10 rings at the start of this level. I'll give you hints because I suck! And I died, and I happen to have the thing that gives me 10 rings if you die from a checkpoint. And apparently restarting the level counts as a checkpoint. Now this level can be a bit of a bitch. It decides that it wants you to die quite a lot by falling off of a lot of platforms into bottomless pits. I can easily see any complaints that this game has a ridiculous amount of insta-death pits. They're going to be pointing at this level in particular. My god, you need to know what you're doing or you're going to die. Doesn't really matter though, because you'll be dying in what could be the most amazing looking level in this entire game. So much purple everywhere, it's almost like it got taken over by Twitch TV. Ah, relevant jokes. I've actually had to play this stage quite a few times, if only for the red rings in another playthrough that isn't this one, considering I actually had to start fresh with this one, so there's no proof that I've originally played this game ever, but I have. And I actually got quite good at the stage, being able to kind of guess where I need to go and what to press when and where. Still somehow only got 8 minutes on my last attempt, probably because I sucked. Fucking missiles! And speaking of missiles, or rockets in this case, that happens to be the Wisp that we're using for the modern stage, which is the Rocket Wisp, transforming Sonic, funnily enough, into a rocket that fires directly up, destroying certain blocks and collecting rings. Does not make you invincible though, and the game decides to take advantage of this fact by putting as many missile launchers in your way, so you have to time when you actually rocket. Yeah, fuck you too. I don't know why, I always assumed that the rocket power-up made you invincible. It never Never has in the colours, so I don't know why I thought it would in this one. Now, this stage does use the rocket power-up quite a bit, but definitely nowhere near as needy as the spike power-up, at least until the end. It does require you to use it a little bit at the end, but it actually makes the section kind of fun and interesting as it's somewhat timed, and you will see that in a moment, hopefully. Now, this section is generally the place where I take the most time, because I'm always falling off of everything ever. And although it says 2 minutes 40 right now, this was generally the place I would make it go to 8 minutes. Because I'm just terrible. I'm awful at this game. I don't know why you're watching me, to be quite honest. You probably know at this point, you probably turned it off and said, fuck, he's taking way too long, or you're having it on the background while you're playing World of Warcraft. I don't know. I heard the Secret World's pretty good. Wouldn't mind playing that. Don't have the time for it though. It was always these minecart sections which made me dislike this stage in particular, anyway. Purely because I was really bad at jumping on them. I don't know why. I tend to try and stomp on them, which is probably my issue. And one thing I didn't actually know until I saw someone stream this game recently, I didn't know you could boost on the carts. That probably aided the fact that I took so long on this level. I didn't know boosting actually did anything. I didn't know. You were on a cart. How was I meant to know your forward velocity was to affect an object you happen to be standing on? My god, I used so many long words, I almost sounded intellectual. Believe me, the way I'm playing now, it's almost like a professional has decided to take over. And I'm not, like, boasting that I'm good at this stage, but if you were to see the original footage I had of me playing this stage, oh my god, I would have been embarrassed. But, to be honest, I still got an A rank, so I didn't care as much. You see, there's a good example about why I shouldn't stop. Or using power-ups when there are minecarts in the way. But seriously, this section, I was so bad at it because I'd fallen off and I was like, okay, I'm going to try using this shortcut, he said. Shortcut in quotations, I didn't actually know if it was a shortcut, it just looked like I could have used it as a shortcut, and I did. It took me a lot longer, probably, than it needed to, so it wasn't really a shortcut. And it was just terrible. It was this bit, that bit I fucked up, and if I had known that you could have boosted on the carts, I would have saved myself a bunch of trouble. But thankfully, you don't have to see that. You see the actual run where I know what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I can't. Thankfully, I'm not padding for a video that's way too long on a stage I suck on. It's maddening. It's infuriating that I lost to that. But at the same time, this makes for better viewing, I suppose. One of the other things was I never got like where the wisps were in this section, but now I know exactly where they are. I think my problem was I was recording this in standard definition, where in HD I could easily spot them as I was already using the previous one and boosting to the next area. It's actually very useful having a HD TV, especially with a HD capture card. It makes recording so much easier. Oh hey! I'm already done with the stage. That was actually really fast compared to what I've done before. I mean, if you looked back at when it was loading the stage, it said 8 minutes or something, and I've shaved off so much time. I deserve that fucking S rank. Oh hey, and this would have been the bit where it all fills up with colour, and yay, Chumney Bee.
Wow, thank you, saved me and stuff. Oh my god, oh my god, here have all the love in the world, and
I actually think there was a cutscene. If there was, I'll play that later, because right now I do not have anything. I'm gonna go now. Hopefully we'll do better next time. Yeah, see ya.